to Happy Wife, Happy Life. We're your hosts. I'm Kendahl Landreth.
And I'm Jordan Myrick.
And we are two incredibly unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you with all things relationships. And on today's episode, we're answering all the questions you have about love. Hey, Ken.
Hey, Jord.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. We have so many questions. I'm like, what's a quick debrief?
A quick debrief? Well, okay. We finally are going to have floors in our house
Knock
soon.
on wood. Do not jinx it. I won't even talk about it because I'm scared that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we might have floors soon.
Maybe.
Quick update health-wise, they think that they're realizing maybe my seizure and all my problems was because the whole time I've had a broken rib. Enough said about that.
No clue how it happened, but that's what we're investigating medically now.
Angel's doing great. She got a new snuffle mat that she's enjoying incredibly.
It looks like carrots planted in the ground.
Yes, it does. We got Cameo.
We have Cameo now.
Which is really exciting.
Huge.
What else is going on? We're going up to visit my mom next week, which I'm really looking forward to.
I think it'll be really nice. I think we're going to have to cancel some of the activities, which you don't want to do, but I think we might need to.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to see. The activity Jordan's speaking of is a canoeing or kayaking experience, but I think I should be fine. I just need an update from my doctor, which is basically to see how bad this fracture. I keep saying broken rib. It's not broken. It's a fracture. I was doing that more for like effect, like dramatic effect, for attention, and I was lying for attention.
This is my thing. You don't need to wait to hear from your doctor. You don't feel good. I mean, you do need to go talk to your doctor. You do need to see what the issue is. But ultimately, like, you're not doing well.
I just want to see how I'm feeling the next couple of days, because what I will say is these last 4 days is the first time I've really rested, because up until this point, they've been like, well, you're fine. It's just like an issue around your lungs. So like you can continue physical activity. So I've been going to the gym. I've been doing all this stuff. And if I'd known I had a fractured rib, I probably wouldn't have been doing that. So you said yesterday, and I agreed, it's like, this is the first time I've let it breathe at all. And I'm like, maybe the healing will, speed up a little bit. Anyway, so that's an update we have.
That's an update. I'll let you know on whether or not we go kayaking, but
we just watched Mr. and Mrs. Murder. What?
Mr. and what?
Are we going to do this again on the
Mr. and Ms. Riz.
I pronounce Ms. Riz. How do you say it, Miss?
Mrs.
I think I'm not even going to do this with you today. I'm pretty sure that's a different thing.
Nope.
Mrs. means unmarried. Ms. Riz is married.
No, Miss is unmarried. Mrs. is married.
Okay. We just watched Mr. and Mrs. Murder. If you guys haven't seen this documentary, it is pretty wild.
I don't want to be rude. I don't think it's that wild.
It wasn't that wild, but it
was very normal.
I don't know if normal is the word I would use to describe
it's not normal,
someone
but people
killing.
keep being like, you won't believe the twist. No spoilers, Kendahl.
I know. Okay, that's what I thought.
Kendahl loves a spoiler.
I don't
Kendahl will be like, no, it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. They all die. And I'm like, no, that is a spoiler.
But we watched the documentary. We had a really good day. We had a really good Saturday.
Oh, we had a great Saturday.
We laid in bed all day. Well, I had to film some stuff in the morning. So Jordan and Charles and I went and filmed. And then we cleaned up the house a little bit. And then by the time we were done cleaning, it was already like noon. It was only like noon. And so we had the whole day and we laid in bed all day and I colored in my coloring book.
What a treat.
And watched a documentary and it was an absolute treat. And then we ordered sushi for dinner. Okay, enough about us.
We're sick of it.
Let's get into the questions.
Let's get right into the questions. How do you successfully keep a surprise secret for your partner who loves surprises?
I couldn't answer that. I have no idea. You'd be better to answer that. I can't keep a secret for 2 minutes.
You have to forget about the secret. You have to put it out of your mind. If you're constantly thinking about the secret, it's going to consume you and you're going to want to tell them immediately. It will be worth it. Just put the secret out of your mind.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry. Do you plan on wearing your engagement rings every day once you're married?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. We already wear our engagement rings every day.
Yeah.
Kendall's is getting resized. So she's
that's
not
why
wearing
I'm not wearing mine now, but mine's getting resized. But we already wear our engagement rings every day. I never take mine off. When we were at a jeweler getting your ring, he was like, the best advice I could give is just never take it off. Because when I started with my engagement ring, I took it off to shower, I took it off to sleep, and I was just never wearing it. I took it off to do the dishes.
And you're going to lose it.
And now I just keep it on. Now, I don't know. I'm sure that's like not the best care for the ring itself, but I just have decided I need to just never take it off ever, because otherwise I will leave it places and I do not want to lose it. And you don't take yours off, really?
I never take mine off, but also I love it. It's so stunning.
Yeah, it's
beautiful. Look at it. It's beautiful. How can I convince a friend of mine to have her child be the flower girl in my wedding?
Convince?
Why doesn't your friend want this?
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess I'm like, if your friend really doesn't want it, then just you don't need to have her daughter be your flower girl.
Unfortunately, yes. It is not like a legal requirement to have a flower girl.
No, but it should be a fun thing. I don't think you would need to do much convincing. If you're like, oh, I just haven't asked yet, then just ask. But if she's like, no, then I would just leave it at that. It's not that.
Yeah, I don't know why your friend would say no, but if she did, there's really nothing you can do about it, right?
Yeah, no, nothing you can do about it.
Sorry. Any advice on if you have a crush on someone who doesn't live in the same city as you?
Well, that's fine. That's how we started dating. Yeah. I think just continuing to do a little open flirting on the Instagram. Maybe be like, we should do a Zoom wine night or something and pitch something like that. But I don't think that's a big deal at all.
I think you just have to treat it like having a crush on someone that lives in the same city as you, which maybe you're like, duh. But I think it takes effort, because I think when someone is long distance, a lot of times what it becomes is just you nonstop texting.
Yeah.
And then I think once you meet, it can make the vibe weird, because you're like, oh, we really haven't spent any time with each other, but we've been nonstop texting. We know so much. Yeah. We've had so many like deep emotional like moments. Like, I think it can just be like a little dicey. So I would say like, take it slow, plan dates, Zoom dates, phone call dates, whatever. Text normally, but text the same amount you would text someone that lived in the same place as you.
Did you feel that way when we met in person?
No, but I think we acted very normally leading up to.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, I do think we had Zoom dates and we texted and whatever, but it was like, I wasn't all consumed by it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's something really important, because I think if it just becomes, and in any relationship this can happen, if it's all just texting, stuff can become weird. But that I feel like happens less when you're in person, because you're like, well, we went on a date last night, so I don't want to text them again. I don't want to bombard them, blah, blah, whatever. But if you're never seeing each other, you're kind of like, oh, all we have is text.
Yeah.
I think it can get a little much, and it very quickly can get very personal.
Yes, totally.
And I just think you got to let things like build at a normal pace.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
I agree. I do.
That's what I think. If you could give travel advice and tips to couples traveling long distance for the first time, what would it be?
Ooh.
So this is a couple, long distance relationship. They're traveling for the first time. What's the advice?
Okay.
Get a credit card with points for whatever the airline is that goes to the place that they live.
I love that.
If you're really locking it down, if this is the real deal.
Wait, maybe I'm misunderstanding. I thought they were asking they're traveling together.
Oh, hold on, let me read it again. If you could give travel advice to couples traveling long distance for the first time, what would it be? Am I wrong?
Traveling long distance. I guess to me that's reading a couple who's going on a long distance vacation, traveling a long distance for the first time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
Do you disagree?
No, I'm confused. Genuinely. So, okay, then I guess we're answering two questions, because take what I said about the first one, but I also think it's true for anyone. Get a credit card with miles. I didn't get a credit card until like 4 years ago.
I know. When we met, I don't think you had a credit card.
I was like, a debit card.
Jordan, you need to get a credit card. And you were like, well, no, but I think a lot of people are very scared of getting a credit card. And I think you were like this, where you were like, well, I don't want to spend any money I don't have. And I was like, 100%. But that's how anyone who uses a credit card should be operating.
Yes.
Now, granted, most people do not operate that way, but you really should never be spending money on a credit card that you don't have. Is this a financial podcast?
Yeah, wait.
What's going on right now? I'm literally so good at talking about finances.
She's an analyst.
But you really should never be spending money you don't have. But I'm like, you are throwing away free money. You're literally you are throwing away free money. And your credit is going to struggle because of it.
And now Kendahl and I mostly travel on points, and it rocks.
Well, literally, Jordan gets so excited because I use credit cards all the time, but I am not someone who's keeping up to date on like how much I'm saving and whatever. Jordan will be like, guess how much we saved using our card on this trip. And sometimes it's like $2,000.
It's so satisfying. I love it. Traveling together.
I'm sorry.
This chair's really loud. Can you guys hear that? Okay, hold on. If you're just listening to the podcast, it sounds like Kendahl and I are going to town on each other. while giving you advice. We're not. This chair's just so squeaky. And Kendahl, what did you thought I farted?
I thought you farted. I didn't want to say it, but I literally thought you farted.
You think that I would fart on the podcast and not acknowledge it and not be like, oh, sorry, John, and can we take a pause and reshoot that? You think I'm just blasting him out, not even acknowledging it?
No, but I could see if you just did it, and then we're like, I don't want. Maybe no one heard it, and then you tried to squeak your chair to cover it up to be like, it was a squeak, and then but I had already laughed, so I wanted to just
grow
move
up.
on.
Grow up.
Sorry,
that's absolutely ridiculous. Of course, that's not what I did. I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, travel advice. I think that high stakes travel situations breed arguments.
Oh, I don't find that we argue that much when we travel. We've had some. Okay, clearly I don't even know. We're arguing so much I don't even know when we're arguing.
No.
I thought we weren't arguing.
No.
We've had some arguments on trips, but we also travel a lot. But I don't find that we've had like travel-induced arguments. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with you, but I'm talking about in general, not just for you and I.
Totally.
I think that it's like you're tired. Sometimes you're hungry.
You're spending a lot of money.
You're spending a lot of money, so things can feel very high stakes. You're in a new environment.
You want it to be awesome.
You want it to be great. You want everything to be perfect. Whether or not you realize it or express it to your partner, you have an ideal way in your mind's eye that this trip would go.
See, and that's why I'm sorry, but I think that I am the perfect partner for you because I genuinely don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't have any thoughts. This sounds so annoying, but I do feel like I'm very moment to moment. So you'll be like, for example, we're going to Italy next month. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be so fun. I have not pictured any part of it. But because I'm like, I don't even know what Italy looks like.
I need to counter that because I think you're right. And I think that is very beautiful about you. On the other hand, I've traveled a lot in my life. Most of my family works at the airlines. I've traveled a lot in my life. So I kind of know how to do travel. So you don't really have to worry about much.
I don't have to plan. But that's not what I'm saying. I guess I think those are different things because I know that it's because you're such a good planner that I don't have to plan.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people still get a picture in their head. They're picturing themselves on the coast, on how it's going to look, the dinners are going to look, how everything's going to look. And I just don't think about that. I just am like, oh, now we're going. I'll see what it's like. That's how I feel. So I think it allows us to like enjoy the things that are enjoyable because I'm not like comparing it to something I pictured in my head.
Yeah.
Which is how I go through life, I feel like.
I think that's 100% right. I think what's important on a trip is making sure you're both doing things and getting to do things that you want to do. I think not putting too much pressure on the trip itself. And I think scheduling in planned time for relaxation.
Yes.
I think if you're like, go, you are going to get tired. You are going to get cranky. That is going to breed arguments.
And also, sometimes I'm just very like anti for myself. Some people love doing this, but I'm anti like going to places to take a picture. Like, I think there's so many places in every country we've traveled to where it's like, well, you can wake up at 6 a.m. and go to this place and wait in line for 3 hours to get a picture in front of this thing. And then you're like, what is the thing? And someone's like, I don't know. It's just kind of like this like thing. It's like a temple from, okay, what happened there? I don't know. It's like, there's no judgment in that. I would also not know. But it's like, why do you care about this thing? Wouldn't you have more enjoyed like, I don't know, doing something that's fun for you instead of like getting a photo to post on the internet? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Now, some people, I get if you're like, there are things I'd want to take a picture of in front of. Like, if I go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, I'm going to want to take a picture in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Of course.
But there are hundreds and thousands of things like that where it's like, nobody even knows what this is, but it's like viral on Instagram, so people want to take a picture of it with it. And I just think that is not how I like to travel. Yeah. And I feel like it's a good mix of the two a little bit. And we will have days where it's like, okay, well, which, you know, is a privilege if you have extra time in a place. If you're spending an extended period of time in a place, you can take a day to be like, we're just going to kind of shop and bop and kind of see where the day takes us. We have one dinner. I feel like you're good about being like, but we do have like at least one plan every day. Like tonight we have a dinner at this place that I've researched and I'm excited about.
Yes.
And I feel like some of our favorite moments during travel are these unexpected moments. Like I always think about when we went to Taiwan. and Andrew had planned so many amazing things and we had such a great time. But all of us at the end of the trip was one of our favorite moments was after we went into this little restaurant that we just happened to walk into. Afterwards, we went outside and there was a koi pond.
Yes.
And we all fed koi fish. And it was like unplanned, unexpected, just like a free thing that this park had. And it was so fun. And
You're
so
right.
you want to leave room for moments like that.
You're 100% right. I completely agree with you.
But honestly, you should be speaking on the travel because you're the travel expert. I truly am just the epitome of like following along on a traveling trip.
No, I think that's true. And I also think that you should pack together because I think you want to make sure you're not redundantly packing. I'm all about like streamlining packing because Kendahl and I love a souvenir. We love to go shopping on vacation. So
We buy a lot.
You do too. And I think like unless you guys use 2 different shampoos, like pack together so you know that like one of you is packing shampoo. If you know what I mean? Like don't pack like...
Well, and Jordan makes me do this thing that I now say, okay, that was good. This is good. But I used to push back on it a lot because I was, to be honest, just lazy. I didn't really want to do it. But Jordan will be like, you need to try on every outfit before we pack it. And I used to be like, please, like you're being insane. But I used to pack so many clothes and then like not even really know what I was going to be wearing. Like I was kind of just like, I'm going to bring all these pants and all these shirts and then we'll see like kind of what happens. But when I put on each outfit and then I'm like, wait, this looks so cute. Now I'm excited about this outfit. I'm excited to wear it. And I pack it away. We pack so much less. You also have this good tip. This isn't really traveling as a couple, but traveling as a person. You get one of those tiny those bags that you squish up and put in the suitcase.
Yes.
And then on the way back, it gets big and you can fill it with so much stuff and then use that as the carry-on.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think that's smart.
I've been thinking about making like a long form YouTube video about this because I'm unbelievable at packing and travel.
You should do like a travel, like my 10 tips for travel.
Okay. If you want it, drop it in the comments. Let me know. This person wrote in an email. They said, hello, Jordan and Kendahl. Huge fan of the pod. You two make me look forward to my commute to work.
Oh my God, I love that.
For some context, I'm a 26-year-old bi woman. I've gone out with men, women, and non-binary people, but only seriously dated men. I met my now girlfriend a few months ago. My last relationship ended badly, so I was hesitant about getting into another relationship. I went into it casually and ended up really falling for her. Some of my friends have made jokes about the, quote, lesbian dating timeline, U-hauling, fast engagements, etc. I really care about my girlfriend and can potentially see a future with her. She's been in queer relationships before that have moved at a faster pace. My sister has also warned me about how a lot of queer women, their first their first WLW relationship is short-term but very intense and can mess you up. I have told my girlfriend I want to take things slower, and she's okay with that. This is definitely the fastest I've ever really bonded with a romantic partner, but I'm scared of blowing it up in my face. Do you have any advice on how to tell the difference between first time dating a woman high and a serious connection? Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much, first of all, for your email. This, I feel like, is such a common and normal question. So if you're feeling stressed about it, truly do not, because...
Jordan already still feels this way.
It's...
about me. Jordan's like,
is this just a high? Am I just riding high on love, or is this real? I think you have to look at the practicality of it. I think if you're feeling like, wow, I'm so in love, and you barely know anything about them, be for real with yourself. But if you're like a couple months in, how long had you been dating? What'd you say? Do you remember, Kendahl?
No.
Oh, sorry, Bubba. Forgot you've never remembered anything I shouldn't have asked.
Why would you ask me that?
I know, I'm so sorry.
Of all our listeners.
I can't believe I asked you if you remembered something from 2 seconds ago. Okay, hold on. Am I figuring? A few months ago. Okay, so they've been seeing each other, knowing each other for a few months.
Yeah.
I think if you're feeling, oh my gosh, I'm so in love, it's been a few months, do the things line up? Do you want the same things? Do you like the same things? Do you like their friends? Do you think they handle situations well? Do you, like all of those things, if they line up and you're feeling in love, great.
Yeah.
What's so wrong with that?
I also think one of the greatest things you can have in life is the knowledge that things aren't just going to blow up in your face without you having any control.
Yes.
Now, minus maybe like natural disasters and things like that.
Sure.
Obviously, horrible things can happen that are out of your control. But I think I hear so many people in relationships, well, people who are not in relationships, being like, well, I just like don't want to hurt her, or I'm scared. I think it's all a cop out, but I think I'm scared that like it's going to end bad, or I'm scared that it's going to be so good that it fucks me. You know what I mean? All these things where I'm like, and not that I totally understand that fear of like, am I going into something too fast? I don't think that's a cop out, but I do think you're in complete control. It's not going to blow up in your face if you don't let it blow up in your face. And I see so many people who just like, their lives never are what they want it to be because they're so afraid of it turning into something that they don't want, being like, as if they don't have any control. I see it all the time. We're watching Bachelor in Paradise. The guys are like, I'm just scared I'm going to hurt her. Now, those guys are giving a cop-out, but I am like, you have control over whether or not you hurt this person.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
If you don't want to cheat on her, you won't. And if you decide to, you're not completely out of control.
Yeah.
And I think with relationships, if you're afraid of going into it too fast, know that through your entire relationship, and Jordan and I are 5 years in, at any moment, you can take a step back and go, here's how I want to shift the way our relationship is working right now. Like maybe I realize 3 years in, I feel like we're spending a little too much time together. I want to spend a little more me time. You can make that shift.
You just have to vocalize it. You got to vocalize it. You got to be honest about it.
It doesn't need to be, it's all out of your control. And you have to have it all figured out. I'm sure if Jordan and I sat and watched a video of us from our first year of dating, we would be like, oh, I would do this different, or we maybe would have had this conversation different, whatever. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't mean that ruined the rest of our relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine. It's like you just live and you grow and you'll figure it out. And you might look back in 10 years and be like, good Lord, we really ran into that one, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
But if you let yourself have the knowledge that you're in control the whole time, you can always take a step back, not from the relationship. Well, you could, but you can always just take a step back and be like, wait, let's slow it down a little bit. When the next step comes of moving in together, maybe you can be like, I love being like really committed to you, but I think I want to take a little more time to do the moving in together. You're just always in control.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think you have to remember, like, if you're a woman and you start dating a woman for the first time, even though I'm a big believer in dating is dating, like women can hurt you, men can hurt you, non-binary people can hurt you, any of those people can be bad partners, whatever. I do feel like sometimes when two girlies get together, a lot of the kind of like societal things that we do around heterosexuality, heteronormativity, like those things don't exist anymore sometimes.
Yeah.
So it can make you feel a lot closer to someone a lot more quickly. So I would say, like, don't be so scared of that. Just be honest with yourself about what it is.
I think, because I think it makes sense. You would more quickly connect with another woman than you would a cis man.
Yeah,
because you already have. It's like how I would connect with someone who is from the same city I'm from.
Yeah, and also like with men, right, a lot of times you're trying to suss out like, oh, is this person even like safe maybe or whatever the thing is. And a lot of times you don't have to do that as much with women, or, you know, we're not socialized to do that with women as much as we are with men or whatever. So I think that like take those things into account. I think the big takeaway for you to remember is that fear is never productive in a relationship, which doesn't mean you're never going to feel it. But I think like feel it, clock it for what it is, and then move forward. But like living in fear, sitting in fear, that's either you're in a bad relationship and you should get out of it, or you're having your own internal emotional stuff and you need to like deal with that too.
Because what did the sister say?
That your first...
It will fuck you up, I think she said, right?
Breakup can mess you up when you enter a lesbian relationship.
I get that, but I also am kind of like, that's not a reason to not do something. Like, I think it's like, is it going to fuck you up? Like, I just think that's a bit much.
Yeah.
I think maybe for a couple months. My first lesbian relationship, which was also my first relationship, we were together literally maybe 2 months, and it fucked me up.
This is what I'll say, though.
Months. But I was fine.
Though. My first relationship with a woman, when we broke up, it didn't affect me that much.
Yeah.
My first relationship with a man... My first relationship with a man was my first relationship. My
that's
first serious relationship. So I think that's also a big thing, because if you've only ever casually dated men and then you start seriously dating a woman, I think that first relationship with a woman, if you break up, it's going to be devastating. I also feel like sometimes you can feel things more of like I said, you'll feel like closer to women more quickly or whatever. So I think a sooner breakup can feel more harsh.
Well, also, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really on this side of the internet, but I'm like, if you're bisexual, that feels totally different. Because I feel like I've heard that first lesbian relationship type trope about people who are gay and have dated men.
And were dating people they didn't want to date, and now they're dating someone they
dated a woman, and they're like, oh my God,
I'm having real feelings for the first time.
Versus, I'm like, if you're bisexual, I feel like it's not going to be that different. Maybe the first couple dates might be, I don't know. But like, if you're in a serious relationship with a man and you're bisexual and then you're in a serious relationship with a woman, I can't speak to this, but I feel like it would probably feel similar.
Yeah. I think for me, like I said, like my first breakup after a serious relationship with a woman, I was like, whatever. We like obviously weren't compatible. So it was like, fine.
Yeah.
But my first boyfriend ever, I mean, the first person I ever dated seriously, we started dating when I was 14 and we broke up when I was 18.
Ooh.
So it was like very long and very serious and very tumultuous.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was much more of a thing. Does that mean I'm not gay? No, it doesn't. Like, it's not, it's just kind of like every relationship will affect you differently.
But you're fine now.
And I'm fine now. Even that was bad for me off and on for quite some time. But I still ultimately, when I say it was bad for me, I had some emotional repercussions of that, but I was still ultimately fine.
Because?
God. No, I don't know. What?
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
And that's all we can sing. And that's all we can sing, or else we'll get demonetized.
Today's episode is sponsored by Good Wipes. We all have those favorite bathroom products, and Good Wipes has just earned a permanent spot in the lineup. They're flushable, plant-based wipes for the bathroom. Basically, they're a toilet paper upgrade. They're soft, soothing, and safe for sensitive skin. 40% bigger and stronger than your average wipes, Good Wipes gets the job done no matter how much Del Taco you've had for lunch. Now, Jordan and I have been using a lot of Good Wipes recently because, frankly, our house is under construction and we cannot find our toilet paper. But Good Wipes has saved the day, so pretty soon we're going to have new flooring and very clean butts. Good Wipes breaks down easily, so they're not going to leave you calling the plumber, and they're made with no harsh chemicals, parabens, or dyes. Good Wipes is giving away free wipes. Want to try a free pack of Good Wipes? Just buy a pack at your local store, then head to goodwipes.com/wife, text them your receipt, and get reimbursed. Again, that's goodwipes.com/wife to get your free wipes. Good Wipes, because butts deserve better.
This person wants to know. My partner and I have been together for 8 years. We have a house and a dog. We have a life together. I work with kids, and if it comes up, I say he is my husband, like if the kids see him pick me up. Once they asked if I was married, and I said no. It was very confusing for them. So my question is, do you think married equals marriage, or more like where we are husband and wife but not married? Does that make sense? Anyway, love the pod.
Yeah, I mean, we say we're married all the time because I feel like it is. Here's why I started calling you my wife, because we work together a lot, and I think it is hard when I am in a professional setting to be like, can I bring my girlfriend? It feels very unprofessional, which is stupid, but I would have a hard time talking with like Apple TV and being like, would it be all right if I brought my girlfriend? It makes me feel like it's embarrassing. Yes. Feeling like, can my wife attend feels much more like professional, normal.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where it kind of started. And I think girlfriend did not represent the fact that we like the type of life we live together. Yes. Like the type of life we live together is very much that of a married couple. And then I think most of the time people don't ask any questions. But then if someone is like, when did you guys get married? We are like, well, we're actually not technically married.
Yes. But I think it's hard because like, I was always kind of like, why would you get engaged and then like be engaged for a long time and not get married?
Egg on your face, huh?
Egg on my face. But it's like, you guys, if you're not married or thinking about getting married, like you don't realize how much paperwork there is and how much stuff you have to do and how many family members you're supposed to consult and how like much time you're supposed to take off work to do the thing, whatever. It's a very cumbersome experience. And there's a myriad of reasons why people don't get married or don't get married maybe as quick as they would have liked. I would have married Kendahl the day that I proposed to her, but ultimately, there's a lot of times like stuff you have to do to lead up to getting married, especially if, Kendahl and I couldn't decide quite what we wanted to do to get married. Kendahl was really set on something that was like fun and special, but not stressful.
Yeah.
And we had a really hard time figuring out like what that was. What's the balance of that? And some people are trying to save up money for a wedding, so that's why they're not married yet. Like whatever the thing is, I also think it's different in this day and age of like there's a lot of legal stuff you can do to get these same protections as a married couple for the most part. Also, like the tax benefits of being married don't necessarily help everyone depending on like what your income bracket is. There's a bunch of things. So to me, I don't care what anyone calls anyone else. If someone was like, this is my husband, and I was like, great, hi, nice to meet you, I don't think my follow-up question would ever be like, but are you really married?
Yeah.
If later it was like, oh, do you guys have a big wedding? And you were like, oh, we actually like, you know, aren't legally married or we haven't had a wedding yet, I just like wouldn't think anything about it because it doesn't matter. But you get those people, you know who these people are?
Who?
They're the same people when like, so I moved around a lot growing up.
Oh, I know what you're going to say, yeah.
I know. I probably complained about this on the podcast before, but I think it's worth complaining about again. I think it's worth complaining about
forever.
Ad nauseum. I moved around a lot growing up for a bunch of different reasons. My parents work, to take care of relatives.
You guys had a family band that went on tour.
We had a family band that went on tour, a bunch of different reasons. But I'm originally from the New Orleans area. My family's from that area. That's always felt the most like home to me.
Yeah.
Historically, like growing up. Obviously now LA feels like home because we live here and I'm an adult. But New Orleans has always felt very home-like to me. That's where most of my family lives, in that general area. Like whatever. Moved to South Florida to tend to a sick relative when I was like 7 or 8.
And I would say still very much kept the New Orleans culture alive.
Yeah,
like I feel like your family was like, we're from New Orleans, so like even though we're in Florida, like we're going back all the time and we're celebrating Mardi Gras.
We would go back like every other month. We cooked the food in our home, whatever. Didn't have really any connection to South Florida. I lived in DC briefly when I was little. In high school, I moved to Los Angeles. For college, I moved to New York. So sometimes I'm talking to someone and they're like, oh, I'm from South Florida. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I grew up in South Florida. What part are you from? And then there's always someone. I will think I am in a room alone. And there is someone behind me like, I thought you were from New Orleans. Okay, great. You thought? Who cares what you think? But also, like, leave me alone. And then I have to go, well, I'm originally from New Orleans, but then I grew up in South Florida. Whatever. It's like, why do I have to explain that to you? You think I'm lying? You think I'm, like, trying to pull the wool over your eyes? You don't matter to me. Like, I'm not trying to trick you because you are insignificant. I hate it so much.
Well, and it is complicated because even with, like, so I always say that I'm from California because I connect, I would say, the most to California because I grew up, I mean, I moved to California when I was 5. I don't remember really much before that. I have some memories from before that, a lot of which I think are from watching home videos.
Yeah.
I don't remember a ton of it. So I always say that, and people are like, well, but you're also from North Carolina. Now, I do feel, but it is complicated because it's like, I don't even remember a ton of my time in North Carolina, but when your family is from a place, all of them, like my family was very much a Southern family. Even if you're living in California, you have a Southern home, you know?
Yes.
It's like I remember my first day of first grade, they were like, what's your favorite food? And I said my favorite food was grits. And all the kids thought that I had said Ritz crackers because they like didn't know what grits were. And it's like, that was what I ate for breakfast. I loved grits. I loved cream of wheat. We would have fried chicken. Everyone has fried chicken, but I don't know.
No, but not everybody has fried chicken.
I don't know. I thought it was like fried okra.
Fried chicken, yeah. Every day I took boiled peanuts to school as a snack.
Yes.
As a child.
Yeah. It was like what we ate at home was Southern, and eventually it got a little more California. You know, my mom really fell in love with California, so we started having some more cuisine. But we had Southern food. When I would go see my family, it was Southern family. The songs we listened to, everything was like Southern, even though we were in California. So I do have a huge connection to North Carolina, even though I would not consider myself raised there really in any capacity.
But I don't even think you have to have a huge connection. If I met someone that was like, I lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for 3 months, I personally would be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I lived there when I was younger. Did you go to this restaurant?
Yeah.
Did you have this experience? I just like to connect with people. I wouldn't be like, well, you only lived there for 3 months. Like, shut up. It's so annoying to me. You know who else is pissing me off lately? And this is completely off topic.
Who?
White Europeans.
The look you just gave me.
I'm sick of them. You cannot take one breath. You cannot have one single bite of a sandwich online without a white European in your comments being like, it's so devastating to see America. Shut up. You guys know that, like, we've been to your countries, right? Like, you guys know that we've been to the UK.
I like don't get it, honestly. Like, I actually do not understand like the discussion. Now, okay, to be clear, like, I'm not loving America. That's not obvious.
No, this is not a
this isn't even a pro-America statement.
Rant.
But I am just like the way that we're talked about sometimes online, specifically in our food. I feel like the way food is discussed, portions, all of that. I'm like, are you guys like delusional? Because, honey, I've been to Europe. And I've been given the largest portion I've ever seen in my life. I've been given like an entire, you know what I mean? Like you go to the fast food restaurants, it's the same thing. You can get the same stuff.
When I went to Spain for the first time, I was in Barcelona, and the couple next to me shared a huge salad that had tuna on top of it. Then they each had a steak. And over the course of the meal, they had 3 bottles of wine. Yeah. This was 2 people. Right. I had one thing of paella with 2 other people and then asked if I could have a to-go box. And they were like, you're disgusting. I was like, okay, fine. That's fine. That's not like part of your culture. Okay, whatever. I don't care. But recently I got a comment because you guys know I do a lot of food content online in addition to comedy content. And someone recently was talking about how it was like, I was sharing what I ate today. So normal. So it was like I cooked breakfast. I had craft services for lunch on set of something. But it was like, once again, breakfast was like a bean and cheese burrito. Lunch was like, I don't know, maybe like Indian food or something. And then for dinner, I got vegetable sushi. And they were like, ugh, to eat out this much, to have this much gluttony, to have this much consumption. I was like, what? And then their next comment was like, at best, I would stop a couple times a week at a machine to get a croquin whatever. And then I looked, this person was from the Netherlands. And I'm like, what you're referring to are fried balls of mashed potatoes, sometimes stuffed with meat. You're mad that I'm eating vegetarian sushi and Indian food? What are you talking about? It's just like you can't do anything and they're always just like, oh, well, da-da-da, whatever. I'm like, please.
Right. I mean, I'm with you 100%. I think
like,
there's
you guys
so
okay?
many. I know. I mean, yeah, it's truly wild. And I just feel like it's so not that different when you come from America to any other country. You're like, the food feels very similar. Well, except that when we were in Copenhagen, which we had a wonderful time.
Ate a lot of great food.
We had a lot of great food. I will say I did feel nauseous. Now, I was also jet lagged, but by that, our last day in Copenhagen, I was not doing too well. We landed in Germany. We sprinted to what was it called? Some of the best food I've ever had.
It was a Sichuan Chinese restaurant in Berlin. I will share the name of it. If you're going to Berlin, let me know. But it was unbelievable. It was rejuvenating. It was perfect.
And it was medicine. Like, we were fine then. And I was like, yeah, because I have had open-faced tuna sandwiches for maybe the last
just
20
a little
meals.
Piece of bread, open, mayonnaise, herring.
I can't.
Some dill.
I absolutely... Great. The dill. The amount of dill.
Delicious. I love dill.
It was delicious. But I'm like, no,
back
I can't.
off. We went to an Indian restaurant recently that is family owned. The people who own it are so great. It's called Roots Indian Bistro. We are obsessed with it.
I would say one of the best meals I've had in the last 5 years.
Delicious. But they have obviously a lot of classics, but then they also do some fun stuff. Like they do a chana chalupa, which is like a chickpea curry in kind of like a puffy chalupa shell. So fun, right? So they're doing like classics, but they're also doing like, you know, bar food takes on some of the classics, like really fun, like so fun. And I posted a video being like, we loved this place. We had such a great experience. And someone had the audacity to comment, the Americanization of food. Shut up. What do you think you're doing? Like, what kind of serve do you think you're doing?
Is like
this family-owned, immigrant-owned restaurant, you're like mad at them because they're trying to have fun? Like, leave them alone.
Yeah. But we talk about it a lot with the soda because whenever we go to London, it's like, what?
It's not
can't
just
even. You're
London.
getting emotional. You're
I'm
getting
disgusted.
worked up. I'm
it's
sorry,
not
babe.
Okay, so certain parts, I think it's maybe like the UK at large, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But certain parts of Europe, I know this actually ended up being like a thing where Jamie Oliver, who's a chef, used to have this campaign to try to get children to have less sugar, and it was a big push against soda. And then what ended up happening is that they took sugar out of a lot of their soft drinks, all their soft drinks, because
it's tax,
a sugar tax.
So now it's like the more sugar in stuff, the more tax you are, which is like great. Oh, what a great idea! Now people are gonna have less sugar, but of course nobody cares. They get around it and they just add fake sugar into everything, and are like, we don't have as much sugar as Americans, and we're like, no, you have way more. We have real sugar, and trust me, I'm not proud of our food industry, but we have so much sugar in our food, and you guys just have fake sugar. It's the same exact thing.
You guys have allulose in your Coke. I'm like, I'm sorry, Coke isn't a health food. Like, why you think you're better than me because we have corn syrup?
But so now everyone's having basically their regular Coke is like Diet Coke.
So you go to the UK, their regular Coke tastes like Diet Coke. It's awful. It's awful. So if you're going to the UK,
if you're not watching, Jordan has tears streaming down her face.
I'm covered in tears. I would recommend putting a Dr. Pepper in your checked bag.
But I'm being serious because last time we went to London, I think the most jet lagged I get is when we go to London because it's just like the weirdest time difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because like when we went to Japan, it was like it was totally fine because you like
do it so quick.
Well, because it's just such a big time difference that you're like it's fine. But when we go to London, it's like I cannot sleep until 6 a.m. It's like really bad. Jordan could not get a soda, and when Jordan's nauseous, they need their little sody.
Mommy needs
couldn't get one, and it really like affected our trip. So I do think next time we go to London, I will be like we need to get like 3 Dr. Peppers.
And sorry, I want a soda on vacation.
Yeah.
Sorry if that makes me a criminal. I want a soda on vacation.
Need to get my baby a soda. I was furious.
So all's this to say, back off. This is such a roundabout way to answer your question.
What was the question?
They're not married, but sometimes she'll be like my husband. Great. Who cares?
And our answer to that is pack 3 Dr.
Peppers and don't let some white person from Europe tell you what is and is not good. And I know that's exactly what you were asking. No, I'm just like, I think all of this kind of like leads to just being like, people have unnecessary opinions sometimes.
I love you connecting these.
No, and I'm bringing it full circle because I think it's true, right? What is the underlying thing of all of this? All of these people have unsolicited, unnecessary opinions. And I'm like, that is just your personal preference. That is just your bias. That is just like whatever. If someone's not asking you for your opinion, you might not need to give it. So think about that. You might need to, but you might not need to.
Yeah.
So think about it. But if you and your partner want to call each other husband and wife, and someone's
that's
like,
the question. I just remembered what the question was.
You're not really married. You're not really from New Orleans. Oh, Americans are so no, whatever. It doesn't matter. That person is just a gnat in your ear, right? Like swat them away. That person's a loser who doesn't have enough thoughts about their own life in their brain to live off of. So they have to come up with little thoughts about your life because it doesn't matter. Why should I care? Even if I fully disagreed with it, which I don't, but if I did, you're not hurting anybody.
Right.
So what does it matter?
Yeah, right. 100%.
I understand the children at your school being confused by it, though. Just stop telling them stuff.
Well, I would just be like, if they were like, are you guys married? I'd be like, yeah. I just lie.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares what they think?
Yeah. Did you have a wedding? Yep. Huge one.
Huge wedding.
And then you show them pictures of Princess Diana's wedding. And then, like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, those kids don't matter. They're just, But I'm sure there are people in your life that you probably interact with that act that same way. And for me, it's like,
who cares? I'm sure there are people. I am sure there. I mean, obviously on the internet, but I'm sure there's people in our lives who've privately been like, yeah, well, Jordan and Kendahl say they're married, but they're like not married, which is like, okay, you're not married. Like, I'm sure people have said that.
Great, who cares?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
I literally don't care.
It doesn't matter at all.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter at all. We're getting turned on. I just think you got to do what's best for you. A marriage, to me, is more about a partnership than a legal document.
I agree.
And especially at this time when there seems to be so much concern in our country about gay people getting married, for example. If all of a sudden gay people couldn't get married, would that mean that like gay people who are married, their relationship is illegitimate? They should no longer call each other husband and wife. No, it's like, it doesn't really matter.
We have to change our podcast title.
Yeah. Happy friends, happy helper in prison. So it's just like, just do what you want. If you're not hurting anyone, it doesn't matter. Call your partner whatever makes you happy. Label your sexuality however makes you happy. And if people are upset with you about that, they will get over it or they will forget. It's so easy to internalize those things of being like, that person invalidated me, and it can make you really feel bad, but that person has probably already forgot that they invalidated
100%.
you because they didn't actually really care about it.
100%.
That's what I think.
One more thing about traveling to Europe too.
Say it.
It's just like in a country like America where there are so many things that are wrong, why you guys think you're so cool to not put ice in your drinks boggles my mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like I hear that all the time where people will be like, oh, Americans, like in France, Americans. They have
well, it's because we drink water. It's not even just ice.
Water.
They're just upset that we drink water.
What do they drink?
Wine. No, I don't know. French people have like 1 bottle of water a day. And then they're also like, that's because our water has more minerals in it. Okay, I'm thirsty. I don't know what to tell you. Like, why are you so upset that I'm thirsty?
Yeah.
Asian countries don't put ice in their water a lot of times. Which actually, you know what? I'm going to have to push back against that a little bit because
you said it.
Jordan, I'm going to have to push back. No, a lot of people say that.
Your podcast with yourself.
Yeah.
You're just fighting with yourself.
No, they're like, oh, you can't get ice in your water in Asian countries unless you like really ask for it. And a lot of times they'll still be like, no, we don't have that. But it's all culturally different. You know what I mean? It's all, but it's
the attitude. If you give me ice with no water, that's fine. No, if you give me water with no ice, that's fine. But if I then ask for it and you're like, classic American, I'm like, you don't want me to start saying classic things about French people, honey.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
And head over to the Patreon to find out all the bad things we have to say about French people. Just kidding. I like Europe. We've been to Europe a bunch of times. I like Europe. But I'm just like, relax.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to relax. Everybody's got problems. You know, I think Canadians used to be like this a little bit. I think they've calmed down a little bit because they've had some issues in the last few years.
Well, here's why
I think Canadians used to love to be like Americans, and I'm like, well.
But here's why it's frustrating because it feels mean. Because ultimately, I feel like Europe's whole opinion of Americans is like how dumb they are, and all Americans are being like, Please, can we have a better education?
Let us have free school.
Please. Yeah. And it's like, we don't speak 9 languages. We don't even really speak English because we don't have school that gives us any money. Please help. It just feels mean.
Absolutely. They need to be dunking on the American government more, less on the American people. Kendall's
fine.
Right. Kendall's right. I agree with it 100%. Wow. Well, thank you for coming to this kind of cultural meeting of the mind.
Cultural meeting, financial advice.
And financial advice.
Just, really.
And last but not least, a relationship podcast. We independently produce and make this podcast all by ourselves, and anything you do to support us is really helpful. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts. Patreon, we have a really fun Patreon.
Our Patreon is really fun, and let's just say we have some really fun things coming up this fall.
It's really, really fun. Can I say what they are?
Yeah, what can we say? I didn't know. I can never remember what I'm allowed to say.
Might have already started by the time this episode comes out.
I think probably.
We're doing a book club. Every month of fall, we're doing a book club.
Every month of the year, not every month of fall.
Oh, we're doing it forever?
Oh, you said every month of fall.
Yeah.
Oh,
like September, October, November.
That's so funny. When you said fall, I was like, fall is just October.
No,
but
that's not. We don't know how long we're going to do it. We're going to see how it goes. But for September, October, November, for sure, we're doing a book club. So you can join. You can either be a Jordan or a Kendahl or both. Kendall's books tend to be more sapphic, steamy, romance. Mine are typically either nonfiction or a little spooky, scary,
which
thrilling.
Is super fun for fall.
Super fun for fall. So every month we'll be reading each a separate book. There will be a group chat for your specific book club. You can join both, one or the other, whatever. And I think it'll be really fun. On top of, you get free additional, I guess they're not free because you do pay for them. You get additional Patreon episodes every single week.
Yeah.
You get ad-free episodes in certain tiers. We do giveaways. We do live chats. We do all kinds of stuff. And now we are also on Cameo, so you can check us out there.
Yeah. And if you're like, what's the difference between like your episodes on Patreon versus your episodes here? We're just I would say we're a little bit more personal.
More personal.
You're getting some of the, insider info. We say this all the time, but they just kind of feel more like FaceTimes.
Yeah.
Which
they're also more customized because we have a live chat where you can talk to us at any point in time. So we'll have people just write in and then kind of like immediately answer their questions within that week.
Thank you so much for listening. And Jordan, thank you so much for being my wife. And I'll say it and I don't care.
For being my wife.
And in protest after this recording, I'm going to go get you a Dr. Pepper filled with sugar, honey.
Hell yeah.
USA. Bye.